This is, I guess this is day one. My name is Keoni. I'm a lab tech at the Queens Medical Center in Honolulu. It's Saturday, I'm on weekend rotation, and I was supposed to have a quiet 8-hour shift running blood panels and COVID holdovers. Instead, the TV in the break room has been on CNN all morning, and everybody's pretending we're not watching it. They're calling it civil disturbance events on the mainland. But that's not what it looks like. One of the nurses said her cousin in Vegas sent her a video. People biting, not fighting. Security footage. No audio, just chaos. That's not a disturbance. That's something else. What's messing with me is how familiar the beginning of this feels. During COVID, we were doing the same thing. Watching clips from somewhere far away and telling ourselves, that's over there. That's not us. Hawaii has water around it. We get time. We always buy time. But I can hear the way the charge nurse is talking to the admin on the phone. She's using her COVID voice calm, short sentences, writing on a pad. When they start writing, it's serious. Queens is good at this kind of thing. We drill. We did the wildfire drills, hurricane drills, mass casualty. We do ICS. We coordinate with the city. But nobody said anything about people not staying down after blunt force trauma. I'm in the lab right now, lights low, dictating this into my phone because I don't want to forget what it felt like before it got here. Before Honolulu knows. Before the tourists at Waikiki realized they should have flown out yesterday. I don't know what this log is going to be yet. If I keep doing it, if anyone hears it, I want them to know it didn't start here. We didn't create this. It came from outside like it always does. Like SARS, like COVID. Like every damn thing that sees Hawaii as just another stop. Anyway, it's 11:06 a.m., Honolulu time. Mainland looks bad, Hawaii is still normal. But the ocean only slows things down, it doesn't stop them. The admin finally came down. You can always tell when leadership's scared, they smile more. She came into the lab, asked how backed up we were, and then said, just FYI, we're moving to an elevated posture. Elevated posture is code for, don't clock out early. She said what's happening on the mainland is likely infectious, possibly behavioral, which means they don't know a thing yet, and they're trying not to say virus until DOH does. She said flights are still coming from LAX and SEA, and as of right now, nobody's been told to divert. So yeah, it's coming the same way COVID came, on a plane with luggage. I stepped outside to the smoking area. I don't even smoke, because I needed to breathe. From the hill by Queens, you can see down toward downtown in the water. It looks so normal. People driving, tourists walking, buses running. And the whole time I'm thinking, you guys don't even know. You don't even know what's in the air over the water heading here. I called my mom in Kalihi, told her the hospital's getting ready for some mainland sickness, and that she should avoid Ala Moana in the airport for a bit. She laughed, said, what, again? I didn't have the heart to tell her this isn't that this isn't just ventilators and test kits and isolation wards. We don't even know if isolation works with this. Back inside, one of the ER nurses was showing video from New York. People in scrubs barricading an automatic door with a gurney because whatever's outside won't stop. That's when it hit me. This isn't about treatment. This is about containment. And Hawaii doesn't have a lot of places to fall back to if containment fails. I started this recording thinking it was just for me. But if this turns into what I think it's turning into, I want a record from the medical side, from the first day, from the moment Hawaii was still clean. If someone finds this later, remember, we had warning. Not a lot, but we had some. It's 12:22 p.m. now. No local cases. Mainland's burning. Around lunchtime, facilities came through with a clipboard asking about backup power for the lab fridges. Like this was just another hurricane watch. I asked him, is the city spinning up EOC? And he said, yeah, Honolulu, Hale is prepping rooms just in case. And the Kalani Moku building's on the list as overflow for state folks. When he said that, something clicked. If this thing makes it to Oahu, downtown is either going to be the worst place to be or the best place to lock down. You've got municipal buildings, thick concrete, generators, secure parking, and people who know ICS. If we can hold that, we can coordinate everything else. Feeding people, moving meds, quarantining. You don't need a fort if you have a city hall. I know I'm just a lab tech, but labs are the ones who tell you what you're dealing with. I started thinking, what if this becomes bigger? What if hospitals get overrun, like in those mainland clips? We'd need a secondary site, somewhere civic, defensible, central, somewhere people already know how to get to. Honolulu Hale makes sense. The Fazi Municipal Building makes sense. You can annex those, connect them. You can bring survivors in. I'm getting ahead of myself. There's nothing here yet, but you can feel it in the hallways. Everybody's doing their normal jobs faster. ER's quieter because people are staying home. Security's texting more. Even in the lab, we're labeling samples like someone's going to audit us after the fact. I wrote Operation Hale on a sticky note and put it on my monitor just to see how it looks. Like, if this gets bad, that's what I'm calling it. Not some federal name, not Task Force Pacific Shield or whatever DC comes up with. It'll be ours. Honolulu's. Operation Hale. Hold the city first, then take back the streets. It's 2:05 p.m., still no cases. Flights still coming, ocean still blue. That almost makes it worse. If this is like COVID, we're going to get that press conference from the governor, and then 3 days later, everybody's on edge. And then a week later, we're doing drive-thrus, and then the airport's backed up, and then it's here. Only this time, it's not a swab and 5 days of isolation. It's people breaking through triage doors. I keep thinking about the island like a bowl. Once something's in the bowl, it just kind of stays here. We can't drive to another state. We can't evacuate to grandma's house in the next county. Where do we go? The ocean. I don't know if I'm going to be the one to do it. I'm a lab tech, not HPD, not HING. But I'm in the building that's going to see the first case. That's something. That's a vantage point. It's 4:17 p.m. now. Mainland news isn't calling them rioters anymore. They're calling them infected. Somebody finally said, they're not responding to pain? The anchor actually said that. That will hit our doctors hard when they see it. Still no local case. Things started getting more official around dinner time. We got an internal message that DOH is monitoring mainland developments and air travel remains open but under review. That's government speak for, they don't want to piss off the tourism industry yet. I get it, but every hour those planes land from everywhere. That's an hour closer to me getting a sample cup from someone who doesn't know they're carrying this thing. I overheard one of the docs talking to somebody on speaker, sounded like somebody with the city, asking if Honolulu Hale has backup water and if the parking structure can be secured. So I'm not the only one thinking about using city property. That made me feel better. Like I'm not crazy for thinking in maps already. Hawaiʻi Public Radio was taking calls about it. Neighbor island lady called in from the big island like, are we going to shut down Kona flights? We're small, we can't handle this. And I'm nodding along in the lab like, yes, Auntie, you are absolutely correct. But nobody wants to be first to close. This is where I think episode 2 is going to live. The moment the first flight lands with someone symptomatic, or the moment HPD has to respond to something that's not local kind fight. But right now it's still anticipation. It's still before. So I'm naming it. I'm going to keep these logs and I'm calling the overall effort Operation Hale, hold City Hall, annex the state building, and Fasi, make a civic fortress. If the hospital gets overrun later, we move supplies there. If survivors need a place, we tell them there. If HPD needs a comms relay, we set it up there. I don't have authority to make that real. But plans don't have to be official to be useful. Somebody out there's going to need a blueprint. It's 7:32 p.m., sun's down. Honolulu looks calm, mainland does not. It's night now, hospital's quieter. ER lights are dimmed, traffic's lighter outside. If you didn't have the TV on, you wouldn't know the mainland was tearing itself apart. I just walked past the patient intake desk and heard the scanner beep. They were checking someone in off a flight. Not for that, just for regular chest pain. But I heard the word LAX on the intake, and I felt my stomach drop. All it takes is one passenger, one crew member, one local who hugged the wrong person at the gate. I went back to the lab and looked at the sticky note. Operation Hale took the question mark off. I don't know when I'll get to move or if anyone will listen to some lab tech with a recorder, but this is what I know tonight. We had advance warning. The ocean bought us hours, maybe a day. The city is already thinking about using Honolulu Hale and the other civic buildings. And as of 9:14 p.m. Hawaii time, we have no confirmed local cases. That's important, because later when people start telling this story like it happened overnight, I want them to know it didn't. We saw it coming, just like COVID. We watched it crawl over the Pacific. We just couldn't close the doors fast enough. If this is still just me talking to myself tomorrow, I'll keep recording. If this ends up as part of a bigger network, after the signal, or whatever someone calls it, then this will be File 1. This is Keoni, Queens Lab Tech, downtown Honolulu. Operation Hale, Day 1. Signing off before it reaches the island.